I mean, introduce yourself at the end of the day, kind of your background, obviously the amazing work you do.
So, yeah, my name's Charles Little. I own Quality Cabinet Coatings. We're in Montgomery, Alabama. We do service three-state radius. I've been doing it around 6.5 years now. So, kind of a little niche market that we have that all we basically do is refinish and reface cabinets. So, that's the gist of what we do. It's pretty simple, but yet pretty unique.
Sells well as well, that's for sure. What made you kind of initially decide to almost like pull the trigger and move forward with everything? Because I mean, I know you've worked with. I remember on the call you'd worked with how many people before, and I was a bit of a
Yeah, I started out using strictly Home Advisor. I'd use those really Angie's and Home Advisor really the first 4.5, 5 years. That was strictly all the advertising I did. Kind of plateaued. Kind of saw a change in everything was going to Facebook. So I did use a marketing agency for about 6, 8 months. Did not have the success I was looking for. So kind of stopped it and went back to Angie's and, kind of felt the same way that I had kind of hit a wall where I couldn't grow anymore. So just kind of looked at, trying to do some other options.
100%. So they were running the exact same thing as kind of similar to what we were doing, but obviously different outcome for 6 to 8 months, you said.
Yeah, it wasn't qualified leads. It was just, they were just basically running ads or just running, you know, however y'all do it. And it was just anybody could respond, and it was up to me to call them. So,
Ah, yeah.
so
So that's almost been the biggest difference. Because I know, I mean, while we take care of calling everyone up and on appointments, but you're also always on your phone. You always love to chip in and dial them up yourself, or here's my personal number. Call me here. I think I know we have
right.
WAN as well. You managed to beat our team to it.
Oh yeah, I try to if I see it come in, I'll try to stay on top of it too. I know, it needs a little bit of help. So try to stay on top of everything.
100%. And what would you say in between, like, obviously even the other marketing company or Angie's, just the biggest difference about the experience compared to obviously what you've done before?
The qualified leads. I mean, to me, that's what's been the best thing. I'd kind of done some stuff this morning. So I think we've done 17 appointments this month. I think I've got 5 to see this week. So really, actually, I think I've ran probably 12 or 13. I've sold 5 of them at 22 grand.
Wow. So we had 22 grand, sold 5, and we have how many more to go? Because I know
I
we
think I
have
have,
like
I think I,
17
I think I
coming
have
out.
5 appointments this week to run so far.
So we're closing about 50%.
Yeah, generally, and that's generally my close ratios. If it's a qualified, not a tire kicker, if I get in front of them, I generally can sell it just to the fact of, what we do is so unique. Nobody else does it.
Yeah, awesome. And so obviously before we've come, obviously I know you got a great rep yourself. I mean, what's been kind of the biggest difference in volume, obviously between what you kind of had before? Has
It's
it
a
been a big jump?
Yeah, it's amount of leads. Yeah, like Home Advisor Andy's, you might get 1, 2 or 3 a day, and then you might go 4 or 5 days without it. Here I feel like we're getting at least 1 to 2 a day. And if it's not,
Yeah,
it's some unqualified, so we're calling them as well, trying to do that as well.
it's of course. I mean, obviously we'll get more than 2 leads a day. Most of them are qualified, and it's just chasing them up to book. Obviously, you'll get a few. It's always going to happen, and we always say that transparently. It's going to happen, kind of meta, and how it works. But I think the conversion rate from appointments to leads, I think we're standing at around 35% like booking rate compared to a lead, and then of course now closing at half. I mean, that's like 17%, so to speak, of everyone that comes in as a lead. It's like you're going to close.
Right. Yeah. And, that's the thing is just getting in front of, qualified people. And I said, and that's the main thing is just, getting in front of somebody that's got the money to spend, not just kicking tires, just, oh, let me see what this is about.
100%. And, I mean, what would be your kind of like, would you recommend to other people? Not anyone that does cabinets only in Alabama, Georgia, and the Florida panhandle. That does not count.
Say, give it a try. I was hesitant. I kind of felt burned by with the other one. So that's kind of why I waited so long. It took me a while to come on with you, but I just wasn't, I didn't know if I wanted to try to do that again, but, kind of glad I did because it's been good. And I said, we've closed 5 out of, I think, 12. And I think we're going to close 3 or 4 more that we've already seen.
Awesome. Yeah. And I mean, even just from obviously you jumping on board, I know there was a hesitation there, but obviously once you fully committed yourself, I mean, in terms of the speed, like everything was great in terms of getting you ready to go, not leaving you for
Oh,
a
it
month.
was great. Oh, it was great. Within 2 or 3 days of it launching, I mean, we're running appointment. So that's just, there's really no dead time like there is with Angie or something like that.
Awesome. Yeah, now it's just been, the 3 weeks been incredible. So once we close off the full month, and after that, I mean, I want to see what numbers we can hit in 2026. I know, Kyle, you said what, 52,000 in 3 weeks?
20 right at 23,000 off 6 sales in 3 weeks.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, as we keep growing, more people hiring, and it's going to be time for 2026. We got to aim for close to 7 figures, bare minimum.
That's what we're guys. That's the goal. So,
Perfect. Well, yeah, Charles, I do appreciate it, because I know a lot of people are, always on edge. And at the end of the day, we always tell people, yes, we are, helping you with a service. But at the end of the day, it is a relationship, and that's what we do. Pride ourselves on communication. And that's what people buy for at the end of the day. You want to be kept in the loop, and obviously you want to make money. But
right.
no, we do appreciate that a lot.
And I appreciate, the follow-up petition. With the other one, it was just, once a month he might call. But, I love how the interaction just, it's like you can't. And that's what makes,
Yeah, I think I speak to you more than my family, I think, at this point.
that's what my wife said. She goes, "What are you doing now?" So,
yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, Charles, and hopefully it convinces anyone who might be on the edge